Well, I'm about to do it again. I've got 3 varieties of elderberry and I'm gonna plant them way too close together, premeditated. We've got black lace elderberry, which if I see this in a nursery, I'm gonna buy it. I love the berries. I love the Japanese maple replacement value that they have, and how fast these things grow is amazing. This thing will bush out into a mammoth in 2 to 3 years. And the lemony lace will kind of do the same thing. It's got a more of a chartreuse color if it's kept in shade, and if it's in sun, it's going to be this yellow, more of a bright pop, but real cool structure, very Japanese maple like. And next to that, we've got something new. This is called laced up elderberry, and it is a much tighter structure on the leaves than a black lace. It's a lot smaller leaves, but it grows in more of a tree form. You can already tell on this one, it's got 2 trunks, looks like it's been pruned, but it's very, very upright, and I think that's going to be really neat as kind of a juxtaposition with yellow and bushiness, which is the characteristics of everything. So I really just love adding these, and I'm going to pack them tight just because I want that mature look as fast as I can get. If things get too big, we can always prune them down and keep them more tidy, but I think next to each other, just having the color differences and the size difference really adds a lot of value to how different a garden bed can look. I've already got a new garden bed cut out and cleaned up. We cut a tree down. The whole area looks much better than it did just a week ago. So I can't wait to get these in. And I might even add some really big hostas. So all I need to do is get the holes dug, figure out where the plants go, first, then dig holes, mulch, and then we'll see how it looks. But hope you enjoy. And now onions are translucent, so we'll add some garlic. And turn it up a bit to toast that garlic. So that sausage will slow down the cooking while all this, just need to get a bit on it. Unsanitary, sanitary. Let's touch sausage, that is not. And once the sausage and onions are ready, I added 2 cans of organic tomato sauce and 2 cans of diced tomatoes. And we always add some red pepper flakes. That is gonna make any stock, soup, stew have a lot more depth. And another way to add depth is to make sure that you've got some nice bay leaves in your stew. So we've got about 4 of those in, and a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna add 1 more can of water just because it is gonna evaporate out. And we'll keep that simmering for another hour or 2 and then let it set, and then I'll wake it up again for dinner, and should be good to go. Minus the most important ingredient, which will go in last. A lot of vegetables. This is gonna be good. And this actually had to simmer for 4 hours, so it's much thicker now. And now we're gonna add the last thing, which is half and half. I like it real creamy. I usually use heavy whipping cream, but this is going to make it awesome. I just love that. It's almost like a buttery sauce with the cream, but makes it much easier to eat, less acidic, and looks really nice. So that just changed the whole look of the sauce. I just love that. We're gonna let that simmer for another 10 minutes maybe. And then it will cool, and I will wake it up again before dinner tonight. So I got the sauce cooking. We're gonna try to get a few plants in before soccer is done, and the idea is shade the Lemony Lace Elderberries so they're as dark green as possible. And I've got a black laced up. This is not a black lace. Black lace, another black lace, and then the Lemony Lace between those. But I think I want a black lace on the corner, and I want green, purple, green, and I think I figured this wrong. I think I want a black lace here so I can have some shade for the Lemony Lace, and then see a laced up elderberry there, which will grow tall and skinny, I think. Another Lemony Lace, hopefully that'll get some shade and pop against that big black lace elderberry at the end. So hopefully that makes sense. So I need to swap the one on the end out with a black lace so we have more shade, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna do regular compost and topsoil to fill these holes. We've just got composted manure and topsoil. And of course, biotone. See if we can get it done before dinner. Black laces get a real big taproot, I think, and this one looks pretty good, but it's pretty rooty. So I've got a good base of topsoil and compost right under that root ball, and we'll fill all around it with compost, but with the biotone on top of that, that should give some of these taproots something to really grab onto, hold moisture, and hopefully root out really well this spring. This laced up elderberry has huge roots on the side. Just a monster. Looks good though. Really love that tight foliage. Nice dark purple against all this green. I think that'll really pop. And then if we can keep some shade on these guys, this will be a rock star. And this will be a monster. Black lace just gets so massive early on, and you can already see some of the, I don't know if that's fall color, but that's almost like a Japanese maple leaf. Anyway, just need some dirt, and I think we can get a few more in after this. These are just massive holes. Try to get as much of those air pockets out as we can. And there's a lot of air there. That'll grow real well. So we got 5 or 6 elderberries planted, and the pasta sauce has sat for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's nice and thick, which is really how you want it to stick to your pasta. And we're gonna warm it up again and maybe evaporate just a little bit more water off until everybody gets home, and then we'll have the only pasta dinner that I will eat. So what we want is garlic and butter on the bread. So just press it in. Don't touch the pan because it's hot.
That?
However you want. And let's see if we can get as much in a tray. Because I got the smallest tray I can find for some reason. So this is olive oil and butter. We're gonna run
Save
out of
this one because
space.
this is the one I want to eat raw.
You're hungry, huh? Alright, that's it. This goes in a hot oven. We just want to toast the top, keep the inside from getting dry. 450. Now we need to grate some cheese. Padano Parmesan cheese, product of Italy, so it's real Italian cheese. Alright, so
We go from this bottom.
let's just hold it down for now. You don't want this part or this part. This is the outside of the cheese. So we just want just go get your nose. Yeah, there you go. Dad doesn't eat much pasta. He eats a lot of sauce. Do you want to do the cheese for everybody?
Yeah. So fun to do this.
Alright, Mom's doing mine.
No.
So all that bread is nice and crispy on top, but soft in the middle. And the garlic is nice and toasted. That's hot. I'm not eating that yet.
There you are.
It will kill me. Want some bread, bud?
Yeah.
Alright, let's eat. So yesterday I did a trailer load in 5 minutes, 30 seconds I think. Had a little bit of mulch still in the trailers. So I'm gonna try to beat 5 minutes on this one. It's pretty dusty, so we'll see how it goes. I was holding my breath the whole time yesterday. $7:32, but I stopped to get a respirator. This spot had almost as yellow, and I didn't want to breathe that. Ripley did though. So I think I buried a glove. We'll see if we can find it here. Found it. I really like how this garden bed turned out. I found 3 more hostas, so I've got a total of 24 hostas, and I think that is just a complete change from this was all buckthorn and really going up maybe 20 foot. And when we moved in, it took me about 2 weeks to clear that out, maybe 3, and it really just looked like a sore spot for 5 years really. I put in hydrangeas over time just to kind of poke them in, and I didn't really have a vision for what we were going to do, but I really like the idea of having a spot for hostas, and not just hostas. These are giant, some in substance, Empress Wu and Blue Angels. So they'll be 3 to 5 foot tall and wide, and they're just interspersed all along as ground cover. And I think that'll really provide a nice base of color. The elderberries will pop up maybe 10-15 foot over time. And really on the road edge, we've got the eastern redbuds, the dawn redwood, and then this monster tree here. But it's going to give me a big blank slate for annuals next year, and we've got a whole berm on this side that I can just put whatever I want. Full sun most of the day, and all of that shade is going to be on this side where I stuck a couple extra hostas, and I think this will be shady enough to allow them to really thrive, get some morning sun, which is kind of the most important, and that afternoon break. Just need a little bit more mulch, and I think that is good to go. I really like that. Really happy to have a spot where we can put hostas in, but from the road edge, this looks so much better. We've got some nice curves, so it's not a complete boring circle as I had originally planned out, and just having that trencher to dig sight lines to see what looks visually correct is nice. But that is as good as I can do. I like that. An immature garden bed's so hard to figure out what's going on, but this will be a monster, and we're gonna have things shooting up above that base layer of hostas. Hostas will be 3 to 5 foot wide. Whether the hydrangeas stay or not, next year question, but I just can't wait to see this garden bed wake up with these giant hostas and really watch the elderberries take off, because they've got really good holes. And we've got this huge knob to put annuals next year, which is just instant color, and will really make this side pop from the road and the yard really. So I just love that. And look how big that oak is. That is just a monster. Last year, a month ago, the leaves were falling off, and we got a lot of deadwood up there, but this year has the biggest acorn crop I have ever seen, and the tree's looking really healthy. So we treated that tree in February or March for boring insects, which was really what the arborists were telling us was the problem here. Little caterpillars and beetles that are getting in, and that seemed to really do the trick. But also the mulch around the base of the tree is the second thing that you can do to really save some of these oaks that are dying. So if you want to see how we saved our oaks, I'll put the link to that video in the description. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Geese are just ripping today. Look at that little guy. Look at all these acorns. That is crazy. This is where the hostas were. Have to rethink that. We'll have to rethink all of this. This is going to be a big project. But we like that. Found some bunnies? Hope not. What are you doing?
Mason. Let's get out of there. Come on, you're gonna get all dirty, man. Come on, get out of here. Oh, you're a good girl. You like my selfie stick? You like that? You smile a lot, you know that? You smile a lot. Oh, you're good nose too. Alright, let's go play. Let's go play. Where are you going? Oh, you got a cocklebur on you. Oh, you're wet.